Hello friends, my name is Vimal Menon and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll be explaining or I'll be showing how to use any of these chat LLMs so that you can get more efficient result or more efficient results, right? So we've been using, I think most of us been using DeepSeek or maybe any of the LLMs or AI models for a long time, but we kind of maybe not doing it very correct. So let's see how we can get more efficient result, and I'll explain a bit more about some few other things that might help to get more efficient result, right? So by saying that, let's get started. So very first thing that I want to talk about is this LLMs that we use in these chat model are very efficient and they are able to do many of the things. But mostly, if you use LLM, they are based on the past data, so they don't have any knowledge of recent data. So if you write something like what was your last knowledge based talk, so if we write this, let me see if I know this is not a very see, you could see that my knowledge was last updated on April 2023 and I'm recording this video in 2026 of March of 11th, and you could see that these are very old data then, right? So these LLM have been trained on the data that is available from April to 2023, and that's how they get that information, or they are able to process the information, right? But that doesn't mean that it cannot get the latest information from other sources. I'll explain a bit about that later. But to begin with, this is one of the important idea to understand, that they are trained on past data, right? So they only understand till the time they've been trained on, right? But I'll explain more about how it get the recent data, how it does that work, right? Yeah. So moving on, so what the first thing we understood was this, like for there is a cutoff date for the knowledge base there that they've been trained on, and the second thing to understand is how we write the data, right? So how we write the prompt, right? So we generally write something like write me a Python code to generate to make an API call, right? So we will write something like this: write me a Python code to make an API call. API call. If we write something like this, it will generate a response which is pretty simple. I'm going to say it will generate a response which is pretty simple, and it kind of does a job. Okay. But there's a better way to do this. I'll be explaining about that in a minute. But the other thing to keep in mind is recently these AI models are getting smarter and smarter. As in, when you write some question, it kind of do the deeper thinking. But again, these prompt can be made better to get a better response. To understand that, what I will say is, let's see the response that we received from here. Let's analyze this, and then maybe we will write a better prompt, and then we'll see if it get any better, right? So we could see that I'm looking at the first example. This is the basic GET request. There is a URL, and it kind of get the URL and raise for status. This is very good actually. And then it checks for response, and then it just prints it out, in an intended format, right? So that's pretty good. I don't see any problems here. But let's see if it can make any if it can do any better if I write a better request, if I write a better prompt, right? So they are talking about asynchronous as well. Asynchronous help to run multiple API requests at the same time. That's really good. So you could see like nowadays LLMs are getting much better in kind of thinking deep, and that's why it's really helpful, right? So but what you can do something like that, what you can do for better prompt is to take up a role. So you can say like you are an expert Python programmer and write me a code to make an API, to make a call to API request, right? So let's see if it makes any different code, or is the response any better, I mean to say. So I could see like back of my head that it is doing like a way better job, right? You could see that it has considered a lot of other stuff as well, like caching, and it is also doing some sort of back off mechanism and retriggering again, so that it can be tried again after some time, right? So you could see like by changing like a very small prompt, or changing the prompt a little bit, you're getting a better response, right? And I could see that this is very efficient, right? And you could see like the code is much better. This is not just with the code. This actually it does very good job when it even with other stuff as well. And you could see that the code is like way good than what I have written before, right? So here is one of the things that you can do while writing a prompt, is to have a to take up a role, right? So if you take up a role of some particular task that you're trying to achieve, you will get a better result than what you write in general in regards to the prompt, right? So you could write something like write me a Python code. It kind of give like a response which I don't think which kind of give a response or a code which is not bad, I would say. But rather if you write something like this, which wherein you take up a role, it will give you much better response, right? And this is one of proven example of making a better use of LLM. So I just want to bring that up. The other thing that you can do is to so I'm just going through the code quickly. The other thing that you can do is to give an example. So let's say let me find something over here that I can show you with an example. So I could say like how would I say, what would I ask for? You are an expert in something. What should I be? What should I ask for? Expert in. So you could ask for some example. I didn't come up with any good example right now, so I'm thinking it on the fly. So let me think about it. You are an expert in. Let's put this here for now, and then you can ask something like can you get me important dates the list of countries with cap. Okay, So over here now we are not going with that expert concept, but I want to show you another example here where with their capital. Okay, so I want to show you another example where if you ask them to follow a particular format, it will follow and it will understand that. So if you write something like this, I think it kind of took it as like it wanted in a Python format, but let's change this to a new chat maybe, and list out countries with their capital. Okay, so this is one of the very basic example. You could see that it is listing out the countries with their capital. But let's say we want this to be in a specific format, more like a not like a table, but more like a JSON data, I would say. So how would we achieve that is by doing something like this. I'll use the same prompt. Oh, and then copy paste. So let me copy this, and I need this in below format. So I know this is not what most of us want. Maybe if you are just a normal user, you could use you want it in a table format, but if you are using it programmatically, then only we would need it in a particular in a format like this, right? So I'm just saying that I need this in this format. So let's see if it's able to generate that response. See, now we could see that it understood what I mean to say, and it has actually tried putting that in response in that format, right? So you could see like LLMs are very smart, and actually what you can do is, like, if you think that you're assigning a particular task and it want to take up this role, and if you want to give them in this particular format, it can do that also. It will be part of this. It will give that in this format as well, right? So these are a few of the basic principles that we can follow. The other thing I want to quickly get into is like how it kind of does the search on the recent task, as we know that they are only trained on the old data or historical data. So how does it kind of know get the new data? So it is generally done through something called as tools, wherein it kind of search the internet, and then it kind of finds the relevant information, and then it uses those as a reference for creating the data, right? So in most of the LLM, there is something called as tools, and these tools allow to connect to the different resources. So these tools can be configured to use different stuff like internet or maybe something else. And if you provide the right tools, LLM can automatically connect to those tools and they can make the request, right? So you could see like how LLMs are, or how large language models are very smart. They're just like humans, wherein if you give them right tools, they will be able to use it, and they will be able to use it efficiently to give the response, right? So if you ask them a very simple question like, so this is my YouTube channel, and let me So this is my YouTube channel. So if I ask them what is the subscriber count for, so what this does is this kind of goes to the internet. It kind of goes to the LLM first, and then it kind of sees that it has to fetch the real-time data, which is on YouTube. So it has that particular tool to search the internet, and it can find this YouTube channel. And after finding this YouTube channel, it kind of get the response from the internet, and then it processes the data, and then it shows the response. So it can actually decide like by itself whether it need to go to the internet, or it can find the data from the historical information that they have, right? So by using this example, I can use something like this. I can say like give me in below format. So I could say something like subscribers count, and then I could say something like subscriber count, and this should be XSX, and then I could say something like views count, and then there should be likes count, and what else, and maybe hours viewed. Okay, so this is just a very random example that I'm giving you. So you could see like LLMs are very smart. It has its own it has its own tools available so that it can find the information, but unfortunately it doesn't have any tools to check the views count and the likes count and hours viewed. That's why it is giving that information. But if it is get packed with that tools, it will be able to give the information required for the view count, likes count, and hours count, right? So this is how you can efficiently use LLM or a large language model so that you get a desired response. And I hope you found this a bit useful. I know this is not a comprehensive tutorial on using LLM, but I thought I'll make a quick video on one of the topic that we generally miss out while writing the prompt, is to how to write the prompt and how to get a better response, right? So thanks a lot for your time. I know this was a very short video. I'll be making a very detailed video later on, maybe on how to use LLM and how the tools work, and there are a few other concepts that I'll be going over. But for now, this is it, and thanks a lot for watching, and have a great day.